Hello again, guys. It's me. How y'all doing? Well, I got a collection going on from Pokemon I found in the trash. Pokemon cards I found in the trash. I found Misty, right? And with all these Pokemon cards I found, I made a little sketch, kind of like. So we find Misty battling on her own, trying to be a trainer, and as we know, she's trying to, be the best too. And right here we have the Loomberry. He's trying to catch the Loomberry to catch this legendary Ocario, right? And some birds, but cause all the dust in the air, she ain't really able to catch this Ocario, cause it's too dusty and it's cold where she got to get, and she just can't get to this Pokemon. I haven't thought about it very well. So she bumps into an Aeron, and she captures him along the journey. Meanwhile, you know, she meanwhile Ash is also on a journey, and he he has caught he's on his way to Kanto region, I guess. Let's say, and he finds some diplings running, and this lake that is drying out where this Goomy is at. This Goom and his Phoebus. This is Phoebus I found, but that's how I go out and make these stories up, I found them, and I collect some few my nephews. So we have a Sylveon and a Blessy and a Dradagon, and in this journey, Ash is wondering why the lake is drying where the Phoebus are at, and why the plantation with the Dipling are drying, and why are they fleeing from this place, right? So everything starts drying up, and Ash is in his journey to help out. This feedback bass come back. So meanwhile on the journey, Ash bumps into a rabbi. He bumps into a rabbi, tries to capture him, and on the journey he bumps into the Sylveon from this region, who happens to have this Blazy, um, and so they battle out. They start going at it, whatever. Um, and obviously, Ash captures Raboot, and he ends up battling Serena um, with the Sylveon. And what I got here right now. So I'm battling, right, while Misty's in her journey. Ash beats the Sylveon, and they bump into a Dradagon. So Ash tries to capture it, and he battles it. We're almost toward where this location's at. It's rocky. It's terrain, lagoon, forestry, kind of like an island kind of type. So they're out there battling. Also, Misty's on this journey. Misty finds his chat hut, man. His chat hut at the other side of the island. So, in able to capture that chat hut, she uses Imoga. Misty's best favorite friend is Imoga. So, they're all battling out. Ashes continues his journey. He leaves Arena, and from this journey, from the Feebas journey, he got a reboot, and he starts going whatever. He bumps into a rare species of flamingo, And Ice decides to capture it, battle out. He battles out, he captures it, sit, and here's where the story gets a little interesting, right? So meanwhile, Misty has captured Chetat. She is trying to capture this ancient dragon. Actually, this Clefable, this Clefable. She's trying to catch this Clefable, and she has this Jigglypuff to capture this Clefable, this Jigglypuff. So she's trying to capture these Pokemon. Meanwhile, she has these Pokemon, right? She has these Pokemon here. He tries to catch this Lucario, but can't. Doesn't end up catching this Lucario, but she sees it in rare occasions. So as journey continues, and this is where it gets more interesting. So we all know Ash and Misty have a Charizard. Ash has Misty's Charizard. Misty has Ash's Charizard. That's why Charizard doesn't like much. Um, at one point they got confused with Pokeballs, you know, and they exchanged out. So on Jess's a journey, he catches this Reshiram. He catches this Reshiram in the same place, almost where Radagon was found, or was spotted. And so again, we gotta they bump on the way they bump into Siligu from the swamp areas and the dry areas that they're on their journey. So let's say, for example, I went this way, Missy's on her way this way, but they did not know they were gonna bump into each other. So again, they bump into this forest and they bump into Okidogi. Okidogi bumps into Misty. So Okidogi bumps into Misty and just ends up spotting um just ends up fighting with Misty, scares her, no, takes her bags, her lunch, her camping stuff, whatever, right? And as bumps into this armor road on the way where Okidogi's at, and that's where they bump into each other, Misty and Ash. And they pull up their Charizard, they pull out their Charizards on each other to fight this Amarok, and that's where they notice that they had accidentally um each other's Pokemon in this journey. So this was just recently. I just found these cards recently, so I made the story as I went, and so yeah, so they try to fight these two, the roaring roaring moon dragon and the Armorog. So that's where they both pull their Charizard and start to battle each. So they battle. It's an intense battle. Two Charizards versus the Armorog and the Roaring Moon. That's it's pronounced in Espanol. Armaroge, Roaring Moon. But that's where I'm at, and this interesting, pretty piece of art. Um, I, I, I used to collect them, but I think they got stolen. But my cards got stolen and thrown away. But I found some in the trash, and this is what I have catch. Crazy, right? I know you like.